Welcome back to State Rankings, where we're ranking all 50 states from worst to best based on real data. Last 4 episodes, Louisiana at number 50, corruption. Mississippi at number 49, generational poverty. West Virginia at number 48, corporate exploitation. Virginia at number 47, internal equality and deliberate abandonment. Today, Tennessee, ranked number 46, still in the bottom 5, but the best of the worst 5. Tennessee scores 20.1 out of 100. That's still an F, still a failing grade. But Tennessee is noticeably better than the 4 states below it. It's not great, but it's not catastrophically terrible either. Here's Tennessee's story. It's a state of 3 regions, not 2 like Virginia. East Tennessee, the Appalachian Mountains and the Smoky Mountains, beautiful tourism, but also Appalachian poverty. Middle Tennessee, Nashville. This is the success story. Nashville is booming, growing like crazy, economic engine. West Tennessee, Memphis. This is the failure. High poverty, high crime, economic decline. 3 Tennessees, very different realities. And holding the entire state back, a tax system that punishes poor people while letting wealthy people off easy. Tennessee has no state income tax. Sounds great, right? No income tax. But they make up for it with the highest sales tax in America. Combined state and local sales tax can hit 9.5% to 10% in some areas. If you're poor and you spend 100% of your income on necessities, food, clothes, rent, gas, you're paying 10% of your income in sales tax. If you're wealthy and you save and invest half your income, you're only paying 5% of your income in sales tax because you're not spending it all. That's called a regressive tax system. It hits poor people harder than rich people, and it keeps Tennessee's poor people poor. Let's break down Tennessee. Tennessee is divided into 3 distinct regions, and you need to understand all 3 to understand why Tennessee ranks where it does. East Tennessee. This is Appalachian country. The Great Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Dollywood. Tourism is massive here. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited national park in America. Over 13 million visitors per year. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are tourist towns bringing in millions of visitors and billions in tourist dollars. But behind the tourist economy, East Tennessee has serious Appalachian poverty, high poverty rates, limited job opportunities outside tourism, opioid crisis hitting hard just like West Virginia. The mountains are beautiful. The tourism economy is real. But if you're not working in tourism, East Tennessee looks a lot like the struggling parts of Appalachia we've already covered. Middle Tennessee. This is Nashville, and Nashville is absolutely booming. Nashville is one of the fastest growing cities in America. Population growth, job growth, economic growth, all happening at once. The music industry brings in billions. Country music tourism is massive. Broadway in downtown Nashville is packed every single night. But Nashville's economy has diversified way beyond music. Healthcare is huge. HCA Healthcare is headquartered in Nashville. Finance, technology, manufacturing. Nashville has become a destination city. Young professionals moving here for jobs, companies relocating there for lower taxes and business-friendly environment. The cost of living is rising fast because so many people want to live there, but compared to coastal cities, Nashville is still relatively affordable. Middle Tennessee, especially Nashville, is genuinely thriving. West Tennessee. This is Memphis, and Memphis is struggling. Memphis has high poverty, around 25% poverty rate. That's one of the highest in the nation for a major city. Memphis has high crime, one of the most dangerous cities in America. Violent crime rates are terrible. Memphis has been economically declining for decades. FedEx is headquartered there and employs a lot of people, but beyond that, the economy is weak. Population is stagnant or declining. Young people leave. Businesses leave. The city is struggling to compete with Nashville's growth. Memphis has incredible cultural history. Blues music, barbecue, civil rights history with the Lorraine Motel where MLK was assassinated. But culturally rich doesn't pay the bills. Memphis is struggling economically and has serious crime and poverty problems. So Tennessee is 3 states. East Tennessee with tourism and Appalachian poverty, Middle Tennessee with Nashville booming, West Tennessee with Memphis declining. And the state's overall ranking of number 46 reflects averaging these 3 different realities together. Now let's talk about Tennessee's tax system, because this is what really holds Tennessee back. Tennessee has no state income tax, 0. That sounds great on paper. Come to Tennessee, no income tax. And if you're wealthy, that is great. If you're making $500,000 a year and Tennessee has no income tax, you just saved a massive amount of money compared to high-tax states. But here's the catch. Tennessee has to fund state government somehow, and they do it through sales tax. Tennessee has one of the highest sales taxes in America. The sales tax rate is 7%, but local governments can add on top of that. Combined state and local sales tax ranges from 9.25% to 9.75%, depending on where you live. Some areas hit 10%. That's the highest combined sales tax rate in America, or tied for highest depending on the year. Now here's why this is a problem. Sales tax is regressive. If you're poor and making $25,000 a year, you spend pretty much all of that on necessities. Food, rent, clothes, gas, utilities. You have no money left over to save. So you're paying 10% sales tax on basically your entire income. That's a 10% effective tax rate. If you're wealthy and making $250,000 a year, you might spend $100,000 and save or invest the other $150,000. You're only paying sales tax on the $100,000 you spent. That's a 4% effective tax rate on your total income. The poor person pays 10%. The wealthy person pays 4%. That's regressive. And it gets worse. Poor people spend a higher percentage of their income on things that are taxed. Wealthy people spend more on things that aren't taxed, like investments, retirement savings, health care. So Tennessee's tax system, no income tax but highest sales tax, is designed in a way that benefits wealthy people and punishes poor people. And Tennessee has a lot of poor people who can't escape poverty, partly because they're getting hammered by sales tax on every purchase they make. Some states have regressive elements. Tennessee's entire tax structure is built on regressivity. That's a policy choice, and it keeps poor Tennesseans poor. Tennessee's economy varies dramatically by region. Nashville's economy is booming. Job growth, population growth, economic diversification beyond music into healthcare, finance, tech. Nashville ranks as one of the best cities for jobs in America. Unemployment is low, wages are growing, companies are moving there. Memphis's economy is struggling. High unemployment, limited job growth, economic stagnation. FedEx is the big employer, but beyond that, opportunities are limited. East Tennessee's economy depends heavily on tourism. The Smoky Mountains bring in billions in tourist spending. Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, these towns live on tourism. but tourism jobs are often low-wage, seasonal, and vulnerable to economic downturns. And outside the tourist corridor, East Tennessee has limited economic opportunities. Tennessee's overall median household income is $59,695. That ranks 41st nationally, below average. But that number hides Nashville's success and Memphis's poverty. Nashville pulls the average up, Memphis pulls it down. Tennessee's economy is better than the bottom 4 states. Nashville genuinely succeeds, but the overall picture is mixed at best. Tennessee's education system has improved in recent years, but it's still below average. Tennessee ranks around 35th to 38th nationally in education, depending on the metrics. Not terrible, but not good. About 28% of Tennessee adults have a bachelor's degree. That's below the national average of 35%. High school graduation rates have improved. They're around 90% now, which is solid. But K through 12 education in Tennessee has been chronically underfunded. Teacher pay is low. Tennessee ranks in the bottom third nationally for teacher salaries. Tennessee schools face the same regional disparities we've seen in other states. Nashville area schools tend to be better funded and higher performing. Rural schools struggle. Memphis city schools face poverty and crime challenges. Tennessee has made some genuine efforts to improve education. They implemented a pre-K program and some school funding reforms. But overall, Tennessee's education system remains below average, underfunded, and hampered by low teacher pay and regional inequality. Education isn't Tennessee's biggest problem, but it's not a strength either. Tennessee's healthcare system is mixed. Urban areas, Nashville, Memphis, Chattanooga, Knoxville, have decent healthcare access. Hospitals, specialists, emergency care available. Rural Tennessee, healthcare deserts, hospital closures, long drives to care. Tennessee ranks around 35th to 40th nationally in healthcare quality and access. Below average, but not bottom tier like Mississippi or West Virginia. Tennessee has high rates of chronic diseases, obesity, diabetes, heart disease. Health outcomes are below average. Tennessee expanded Medicare under the Affordable Care Act, which helped extend coverage to more low-income residents. That's better than states like Mississippi that refused. But Tennessee still has about 10% uninsured rate, which is higher than the national average. Healthcare access in Tennessee depends heavily on where you live. Urban, decent. Rural, limited. Not the worst in America, but not good. Tennessee has a serious crime problem, largely driven by Memphis. Memphis consistently ranks as one of the most dangerous cities in America. Violent crime rates are terrible. Homicide rates are high. Nashville's crime has been rising as the city grows. It's not as dangerous as Memphis, but crime is increasing. Tennessee's overall violent crime rate is above the national average. Property crime is also elevated, particularly in Memphis and other urban areas. Rural Tennessee has lower crime rates, but the major cities drive Tennessee's overall crime statistics up. Crime is definitely a problem in Tennessee, not Louisiana-level corruption-driven crime, but genuine street crime and violence, particularly in Memphis. Okay, and again, fair is fair. What does Tennessee actually have going for it? The Great Smoky Mountains. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited national park in America. Over 13 million visitors per year. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you love mountains, hiking, nature, the Smokies are incredible. And unlike most national parks, there's no entrance fee. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge offer family tourism. Dollywood, attractions, shows, restaurants. It's touristy, but it's genuinely popular and brings in massive tourism dollars. East Tennessee's natural beauty is real and accessible. Nashville. Nashville is a genuinely successful American city. It's growing, thriving, diversifying economically. If you're a young professional looking for job opportunities, affordable-ish cost of living compared to coastal cities, and a fun city with music and culture, Nashville is great. Nashville has become a destination city. People want to move there. That's rare for southern cities outside of maybe Austin. Music heritage. Tennessee has incredible music history. Nashville is the home of country music. Memphis is where blues, soul, and rock and roll were born. Elvis, Johnny Cash, B.B. King, countless others. If you love music and music history, Tennessee is special. Affordability. Tennessee is more affordable than coastal states. Housing is cheaper. Cost of living is lower. Your dollar goes further here. Not as cheap as Mississippi, but cheaper than Virginia's Nova or most major metros. No state income tax. If you're wealthy and making a lot of money, Tennessee's no income tax policy saves you a fortune. If you're poor, the sales tax kills you. But if you're high income, this is genuine tax savings. Here's what's frustrating about Tennessee. Tennessee has genuine success in Nashville. The city is booming, growing, creating jobs, economic engine. But that success isn't spreading to the rest of the state. Memphis continues to struggle. Rural Tennessee continues to struggle. The benefits of Nashville's growth stay in Nashville. And the tax system, no income tax, but highest sales tax, ensures that poor people stay poor. If you're working class in Tennessee making $30,000 a year, you're getting hammered by a 10% sales tax on everything you buy. You can't save money. You can't build wealth. You're stuck. Meanwhile, wealthy people moving to Nashville are saving tens of thousands in income tax while paying relatively little sales tax because they're not spending all their income. Tennessee's tax policy is a choice. They could implement an income tax and lower sales tax. They choose not to because wealthy people and businesses like no income tax, and they have political power. So the regressive tax system continues, and poor Tennesseans continue to struggle while wealthy Tennesseans thrive. Tennessee is better than being in the bottom 5 states. But it could be so much better if it fixed its tax system and invested in Memphis and rural areas. Tennessee's story is one of regional inequality and regressive tax policy. Tennessee has 3 regions. East Tennessee, beautiful mountains, tourism economy, but Appalachian poverty. Middle Tennessee, Nashville booming, genuine economic success. West Tennessee, Memphis struggling, high poverty and crime. Nashville's success is real. This is a genuinely thriving American city, growing, diversifying, attracting people and businesses. But Memphis is failing, high crime, high poverty, economic decline. And the tax system punishes poor people. No income tax sounds good until you realize it's funded by the highest sales tax in America, which hits poor people hardest. Tennessee ranks number 46 because it's better than the catastrophic bottom 4, but it's held back by Memphis's struggles, Appalachian poverty in East Tennessee, regressive tax system keeping poor people poor, education and health care below average. Tennessee doesn't need to be number 46. If they fixed the tax system, added a small income tax on high earners, and lowered sales tax, they could invest more in education, healthcare, and struggling regions. But Tennessee's political culture is anti-tax, particularly anti-income tax. So the regressive system continues. The people benefiting from no income tax have the political power to keep it that way. The people hurt by high sales tax don't have the political power to change it. Tennessee is the land of Nashville success and Memphis failure, with a tax system that keeps the poor down. Could be better, chooses not to be. So who should move to Tennessee? Young professionals targeting Nashville. If If you're building a career and want affordable cost of living compared to coastal cities, Nashville is great. Jobs, culture, music, growing city. Wealthy people who want no income tax. If you're making $200,000 plus per year, Tennessee's no income tax will save you a fortune. Move to Nashville or the nice suburbs and enjoy tax savings. Outdoor enthusiasts. If you love the mountains, the Smokies are gorgeous and accessible. Hiking, camping, natural beauty. East Tennessee is great for outdoor recreation. Country music lovers. If you're in the music industry or just love country music, Nashville is the place. Retirees with good income. If you have retirement income and want lower cost of living with no income tax, Tennessee works. Just avoid Memphis. Who should not move there? Working class or low income people. The sales tax will kill you. If you're spending all your income on necessities, you're paying 10% tax on everything. You can't build wealth here if you're poor. Anyone considering Memphis, unless you have a specific job there, avoid Memphis. High crime, high poverty, limited opportunities. Anyone needing top-tier schools. Tennessee's education system is below average. If you have kids and care about school quality, this isn't the place. Tennessee, ranked number 46 out of 50. Overall score 20.1 out of 100. Better than the bottom 4, still failing overall. The bottom line, Tennessee is a tale of Nashville success, Memphis failure, and a regressive tax system that punishes the poor. Nashville is genuinely great. If Tennessee was just Nashville, it would rank much higher. But Memphis drags it down. Rural poverty drags it down. And the tax system keeps poor people from escaping poverty. Tennessee has the Great Smoky Mountains, music heritage, and Nashville's economic success. But until they fix the tax system and invest in struggling regions, they'll stay in the bottom 10. Next episode, Alabama, ranked number 45. But don't get too excited. Alabama has its own serious problems. Subscribe so you don't miss it.